Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to NxtGen Racing's Power Max Racing Megane Trophy. We're at the final race now of season 17. This exciting series comes to a close tonight. We've got some results, I guess, to go through. As we'll go through the tables and the standings and stuff like that. As you can see on your screen, tonight's race, as we go there, tonight's race is from Glorious Goodwood. So while we watch Apex Predator, I'm just going to nip on my phone and get the lobby shared out. Give me a second. Oh my god. Right, I'm not going to say here what I've just done, but I've just posted the wrong link. Oh my days. Oh guys, you don't want to know what I've just done. Oh my days. Alright, let me load up my stream activity, all that sort of stuff. I haven't actually been on Twitch for a few days. Swoggy, how you doing, mate? Are you in tonight? Yeah, there you are. How are you doing? Oh, we've had a few followers while I've been away as well, so thank you to JRH Racing 27 and to NGR Shale Stones. Thank you both for following while we've been offline. I do appreciate that. Well, I'm glad I sent you boys the link that I've just sent you rather than it going anywhere else. Okay, well, it's not an embarrassing link, it's just funny. Alright, NxtGen Racing. NxtGen Racing. And then I will be with you soon to go through it. You can just watch Apex Predator and navigate his way around the circuit, I guess. Correct spelling error. I think what am I doing next time when I get a note going? The Burnt Fry, how are you doing? Check the group chat, Swoggy. You'll see what I did. I'm alright, Burnt Fry, mate, I'm alright. I'm good, brother, I'm good. 2 minutes till quali, so we've got enough time to get these posted out and then go through everything. Let's have a look at Jay now. Yeah, what I did basically, we've got a group chat where all the drivers, me and Jack, the commentators, sit in, so we can just get involved in the bants. Basically, we spend all time giving Bert Fire crap. That's usually what it is. But me and Jack post links in there when we're live, so that people can just click in. It's easy for the drivers just to click on while they're driving if they want to watch it. I had on my clipboard, copied from earlier, a link to a Gordon Ramsay video, and I sent that instead. So I'm like, "Yeah, we're live for tonight, boys," and then Gordon Ramsay pops up. Gordon Ramsay cooks Mediterranean sea bass in under 10 minutes is the exact video. It was a good video. P. Gibb, evening. Yeah, mate, I even saw it pop up as a preview, because I saw YouTube and all that's not right, and I still pressed send. So something's not quite right with me tonight. Right, so let's get into the racing. One sec. You ready to bottle it again? Oh, bad start already. JPH, I'm alright, mate. I'm alright, pal. I'm all good, mate. Let's try and get some viewers in this stuff, eh? Betfire, why aren't you racing? Are you working again? What's that all about? Get your priorities straight, mate. That's what I needed to load up Messenger, because I want JPH's tables. So scroll past Gordon Ramsay. Okay. So lobby one, as you know, Apex Predator, who is P1 in practice at the minute, has pretty much smashed it early on. He's had a bit of competition lately because Hirakram joined in the party a little bit late. Finish at 8:30. Alright. Well, cheers for hosting the stream, Bert Fight. Appreciate it, mate. But yeah, hopefully you can make it a little bit more. We'll go through. In fact, we'll go through the tables as we watch qualifying, because JPH is about to start quali now. So let me just turn that on, and we're ready to rock and roller. Nice easy stream tonight, quite easy to follow along, nothing too complex, nice casual viewing for you at home. The theory is probably the wrong word for it, but the format of the race is a better word. You've just got a 10-minute qualifying and a 20-minute race tonight, so it's not too hectic, it's nice and easy. We'll be all done and dusted by about 8:45. So the guys are going out to qualifying now. It's a spec series, so they're all in the same car. The only thing different is the squishy organic bit that's driving the wheel, and the livery to tell them apart. That's the only thing that's different between the cars. We don't run tyre wear or fuel consumption, so the drivers don't have to worry about strategy. It is a pure out-and-out sprint race to the finish. So it's good in the sense that it leaves it purely down to driver talent, or indeed lack thereof, depending. One second. Sorry, it's not a stream without my daughter coming in to say hello. So yeah, that's that. Apex Predator wrapped the title up last week, so the title belongs to this man already. Swargy 98, second place at the minute on 120 points. Burnt Fry, who isn't racing tonight because he's working, was third. Wace was fourth, Pav fifth, James Tyrewall 6th, P. Gibb 7th, Bruce Lee Harding 8th, JPH in 9th, Anthony Hunt in 10th, and I don't think Anthony Hunt's racing tonight. Hirakram, who is there, he's just about to be the first one to set a lap. Hirakram is in 11th, but he's only raced a couple of races. Jano in 12th, Crisscross 13th, CMW Motorsport 14th, Portugal on 15th, Conrad Racing 16th, Frederick 17th, and the Les in 18th. Got a lot of drivers in there because some people are fillers and have only raced a certain amount of times. Okay, so about to see the first lap time set at 1:11, 1:10 is probably the pace we're looking for in this lobby. 1:12s are probably a more consistent race pace because of that chicane that Hirakram's just negotiated his way through. So 1:11.0 for Hirakram. Jano goes, Apex Predator sets in a 1:11.0 as well, so very close at the top of the field. Frederick G, who has returned to us this week, set at 1:11.6, and Jano 1:11.7. So on the 1:11 so far. JPH, not a great lap for JPH, 1:13.8 for him. What can Swargy do? Swargy sets a 1:12.1, so not his finest hour, but it's a good lap nonetheless. James Tyrewall sticks in a 27.2, so he's way off the pace. P. Gibb, he puts down a 12.8, so good enough for 6th at the minute. And we've still got Wace in the pits. James Tyrewall, who's I want to say he had an off light. He must have had an accident that lap. So that's your provisional pole times, ladies and gents. In terms of battles to watch out for, as you know, the battle for the actual outright win is pretty much done. We could be looking at midfield battles though. Let's have a look. So Wace is not that far behind Burntfire, he's only 6 points behind him. Pav is very close to Wace as well. Pav's only 4 points behind him, so that battle for third actually isn't solidified yet. That could be that will be decided tonight. It's close between P-Gear, Bruce Lee Harding, JPH and Anthony Hunt, so they're all close near the bottom end of the top 10. Hirakram, of course, we expect to get involved in that as well now, because he's just a couple of points adrift, and Jay, you know, is, yeah, in fact the whole 8th downwards has got to be decided yet. You're finishing 4th. Yeah, well, I mean, Wace at the minute, mate, is sat in the pits, so just who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. While we're watching that, Hirakram stuck in the first 110 of the qualifying session, a 110.9 flat. So just to give you a little bit of an intro to Goodwood, we'll nip on for a lap with someone in just a moment and just see. So 1940s, this was this sort of circuit started existing, I want to say, something like that. 1930s, yeah, something like that, 1948. So on the estate of Goodwood House. So the track itself, its initial purpose was a road around an RAF base. So RAF West Hampnet, I've noted down here. I might have got that wrong. That itself constructed World War II relief airfield for RAF Tangmere. The first race meeting at the circuit took place in 1948. Sanctioned by the Duke of Richmond and Gordon. So it's got some history, this circuit. They've kind of kept the classic look about it as well. A bit of sad history that goes with the circuit. The circuit claimed the life of McLaren founder Bruce McLaren. He had an accident in testing in 1970, and that happened on the Levant Straight. It was nothing to do with the track, it was a failure on the car. But on the Levant Straight, you're going at quite a pace, as we see Hirakram sticking a 110.6. Modern days, Goodwood hosts the Goodwood Festival of Speed, typically on the hill climb circuit. It also hosts the Revival. The Revival is typically classic cars. Burntfire might be in the comments correcting me on some of this, because he goes to Burntfire quite a bit. How do I get a crown next to my name like Swoggy and JPH? They're on Twitch Prime, mate. I think the crown means you're on Twitch Prime. I think, might be wrong. Right, let's have a little bit of a recap of qualifying. So at the minute, as we are closing on the end of qualifying now, we've got Hirakram on pole by nearly 4 attempts. Apex Predator holding a steady second. Third is Swoggy with a 111.2 in the number 98 car. Jaino holding 4th at the minute in the Adrian Flux 13 car. Frederick G, who we know does have some pace in the 74 Geisen car. 111.6 for Frederick at the minute. In 6th we've got P. Gibb in the number 28 Steel Seal car. He's hoping to improve on that and get himself up the grid. He is currently down on his time now. JPH has improved to 112.738. Good enough for 7th for JPH at the minute. Mr. James Tyrewall 113.5. He's finally put a representative time on the board in the Amshire car, and Wace has yet to set a time. Wace is just sat in the pits. His mechanics have failed to get him out. I swear Hirakram has boost. Well, I'm going to just pop on board for a lap with Hirakram right now. As see, he's off track. He's pushing too hard, that's why. A 110.6 for Hirakram. So let's see what he does this time around. So Goodwood in total, I think it's 11 corners. Might be wrong on that. We're looking at 2.4 miles in total. You do take a surprising amount of the circuit at full beans, but throttle control through this circuit is pretty vital. So coming through then down into Madrick over the start-finish straight. Madrick's one of the most underrated difficult corners on the circuit. You need to look for the 50-metre board to swing the car in, go for the apex, and then you can start to gently apply the throttle again. Down this small straight forward, water in most cars can be taken flat out. You just want to set yourself up to St Mary's. St Mary's a little bit trickier, so you'll want to get your entry correct and get yourself back over to the right hand side as you go through St Mary's and then up the crest of the hill. You need to nail this one, you don't want to go off there and into Levant corner. You don't want to go off here because the car will spear you off into that barrier on the left hand side, and the Levant straight lines up next. Most of the overtaking, if you're gonna see overtaking at Goodwood tonight, probably will happen at the end of the Levant straight down to Woodcote. It's where cars will build up most speed. These Group 4 Megane cars reach speeds of over 150 miles an hour down here. As we brake then through Woodcote down into the chicane. Drivers have been warned about this corner. It is not to be taken too wide. The race officials have declined to impose a permanent yellow flag on the corner, but they have advised the drivers in the drivers briefing that they're not to overtake there. I say a cracking lap by Hirakram. The lap that we saw on board was a 1:10.7, and it didn't look to me like he looked like he had more in the tank as well. Your best sim race has been here. Was that the one I covered in the minis? Might be that one. I swear, Crabber's boost. He's ridiculous, isn't he? I mean, what is he? He's 6 tenths quicker than you, and your lap was good. A 1:11.2 is a good lap. You're nice and consistent though, Swogs. And to be fair, on a track like this, you just need to be consistent. Definitely weak track for me around here, not very quick at all. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Goodwood. A GTTCC race recently sort of got me up there. P Gibb, 1:11.4 for P Gibb, nice lap. He jumped 5 tenths off his time then, nice one. Let's make with Fraser, yeah, I miss Fraser to be fair. I know he's iRacing now, but he's a good lad, is Fraser. So it looks like your pole sitter, ladies and gentlemen. Number 48 Joyce design car, driven by Hirakram. Not in a title fight, he joined a little bit late into the season, but a lot of big what if he joined earlier on in the season? Could he be trouble in Apex Predator for that crown? Not many drivers in tonight. Wace actually never set a lap. So Wace in the end never left the pit lane. Pulled that from nowhere. It was a good lap, Pegan. It was a good lap, mate. Further of the grid, guaranteed some cars are going in the grass. It will happen. It's Goodwood. So just keep yourself consistent. Played out. Well, next time you see him, Bert, tell him CJ says hello. He's a good lad, he's Fraser. Here we go then, the last round, 20 minutes ahead of us. 20 minutes of Goodwood to decide the final standings and who goes through to the Next Gen Racing Race of Winners. We have wildcard entries we could look at, so we will be looking at the drivers. The lights go out and away we go. Wace hasn't got away at all. Definitely car problems for Wace there, he's not moved at all. But the top 8 get away nice and cleanly. It's whether everyone can negotiate turn 1 effectively. Don't forget, Madgwick is the corner to watch if you're wanting to see incidents. Let's just ride on board with P Gibb in P5 as he's built up a little bit of a gap to Jano. So coming down to negotiating St Mary's. Swog, he just looks to have got that a little bit deeper. He'll be carrying a little bit too much speed here than he really wants to, and negotiate he does really well to just hold the car on the track there. P Gibb just brakes a little bit late. Into Levant, onto the Levant straight now, as Jano's just muscling his way through. So these cars now going to be going side by side. Jano just slots back in, but we'll be looking to make a move at the end of the straight. JPH also poking his nose out as well. Jano wasn't able to get that move done. Let's watch everyone as he comes through the chicane for the first time. Oh, JPH did get that wrong. Wace's car's at risk now. The stewards were unable to get that car moved, and it's a severe risk of being a moving object. As Hirakram starting to build up lead to Apex Predator. These two now are starting to build away from Frederick. Swoggy's going slow. We're just going to go back and have a look at why Swoggy's going slow in just a second. Is he back up to speed? Yes, he is. He's lost 2 places at least out to Jano and P. Gibb. I had a feeling Swoggy was running third as well. So he'll be gutted at that. JPH at the minute, it's P7 for JPH. He's been dropped by the guys ahead, and James Towell's giving him a little bit of a fight. Wace is now in the grass. So let's just have a quick look at what happened to Swole. No, we won't. I want to see how this fight between Jano and P. Gibb works out. The end of the advance straight, 150 miles an hour. The car's going here. It's almost a double apex right-hander. Let's just stay on board with Jano as he negotiates the chicane. I gave P. Gibb a little bit of a tap on the entrance to the chicane there. Just letting him know he's there. The fear with that would be that it would overspeed P. Gibb into the corners. We just see P. Gibb's made a mistake now, and he went off at Madgwick, so he's now down to P6. Let's have a look at what happened with Swoggy earlier on in the race. I know he was battling with Jano there. We can go and have a look. Yeah, he just dropped it at Madgwick. Easily done. Really nice recovery though. As we're on board with live footage from the Garage Floor Tower Company car. Looking back at Jano, there are gaps appearing in the field now. The top 3 have well and truly bolted. This fighting for 4th is really sending out a message. Third is mine. Well, he's disconnected, so he has now retired officially from the race. I don't know as well. James Tywall is racing on the pad tonight. He's not on his normal wheel setup, so he's racing on the pad. He's really dropped back as well from JPH. He was right on JPH's bumper. He's now 6 seconds. Oh wait, no, he's ahead. It's JPH that's behind. My apologies. JPH has made an error somewhere. I'm getting that all the wrong way around. We've just got 8 runners in this one tonight. Hiraquam and Apex Predator bolting away from the lead. We haven't really given these guys that much coverage, but they are bolting away from everyone else. Frederick just about hanging in there, 1.4 seconds behind. Swoggy 3.3 seconds behind. That being kept honest by Jano. Swoggy of course battling now for table position. James Tywalt, aka temporary padman, 6th place for him at the minute. Shaping up to be quite a lonely race for the guys in 6th, 7th and 8th. They've all got small gaps between each other. Not too much doing. P. Gibb we saw just drop it at Madrick a little bit earlier on. He's just looking to recover his race. We know he's got decent pace in this, so I probably would expect him to catch the back of JPH 99 pretty quickly. He's 3.6 seconds adrift right now. Apex Predator's made an error somewhere. Hiraquam has really pulled a gap on him. They're all out of each other's slipstream now, these guys, so about 1.6, 1.7 seconds behind all of them. Swoggy's still got a Jano in his mirrors. Every time he looks behind, he'll see the light blue Adrian Flux car behind him. And Swoggy now just able to focus in on the back of Frederick G's car, and that's the car he's chasing down. You don't want to push too hard at Goodwood. Sometimes just keeping clean and consistent is the key to success at this track. To push is to tempt failure at this circuit. And after 5 laps, things have settled into a bit more of a rhythm now. We'll just follow Hiraquam and Apex Predator around for a little bit. So Hiraquam was really impressed in his short time in the championship. We do hope he returns back to us next season. It's been a fantastic addition. Ridiculously fast. He is regularly an FIA top split driver, so competing with the best of the best of the best. And he's pretty much wiped the floor with everyone he's come into contact with this season. Apex Predator, very similar story for Apex Predator. He's absolutely flown this season. Very well deserved title. He's worked hard for it. He's shown up every week. He did unfortunately have that pedal issue, which knocked him out of contention one race. and last week, if you remember, at Suzuka, he had a collision with a back marker that really spoiled his afternoon as well, but he's kept at it, he's kept plugging away. So for his pure drive and determination, Apex Predator really deserves the title that he's been awarded. But this one, a second place, will do him nicely here. Be able to celebrate on the podium. Frederick G, we've not seen too much of the number 74 Geisen car this season, which is a shame, because when he has been here, he's been impressive and he's been able to hang it with the big boys. As he tries to carry too much speed coming into the chicane and drops it. Commentator's curse once more. Just as I say, he's been impressing us, he just drops it on the grass. But everyone's going to be doing that at some point. Let's just have a quick look at how that unfolded for Frederick. So here we are coming down Levant into Woodcote. I have a feeling he's just pushing too hard here, and you just need to take the chicane really gingerly. He's carrying far too much speed on entry, can't shake that speed off enough, and off he goes, I'm afraid. So Frederick down into P5. Swoggy 98, someone who has also impressed this season. First time I've seen him race. He's been another one that's been always battling near the top of the field. Always tends to keep his nose quite clean and does a good job. So well done to Swoggy for this one. Jano joined in quite late in the season. Has had a bit of a mixed bag of tricks. Jano is I remember the Maggiore race where it was looking so promising for him, then he just fell back through the order. But races like this where he just seems to be on it, he's got the bit between his teeth, Jano, and he's really pushing for a result today. He's also impressed JPX99, our esteemed host, the man who makes all this possible. Self-confessed not the fastest guy out there, but plugs away at it constantly nonetheless. We have seen some great racing from JPH through the season as well. It would just be nice to see him just a little bit further up the grid as well. P-Gib, not his greatest result for Goodwood so far as we enter the halfway point of the race, but he's another one who's impressed me during the season. Again, just a few inconsistencies here and there have kind of ruined his afternoons, but he's always shown up, he's always put a good effort in, and he's churned out some really good results as well. Been mixing it at the top of the table. So he's maybe one to watch next season if he returns. We do hope he does. These Meganes, of course, not the easiest cars to drive on the edge. And Pete Gibbs has been one of the guys who's delivered with that. James Tirewall. James hasn't really been involved in the front action too much, but he's always been having good fun action in the midfield. As James Tirewall, some really good battles for their Fuji really sticks out for me. He was battling in sort of a 4-car battle for the entire race. It was really good to watch, and James was at the forefront of that. Notable drivers that aren't racing with us tonight. There is one called Burnt Fire that seems to be there or thereabouts. So yeah, we'll give you a mention. Burnt Fire, we'll give. Other than getting drunk on his birthday and not racing, when he has raced, he's been good. But it's like when he's raced, he's not been as consistent with it this season. I think if he had been, he'd have been putting Swoggy under a bit of pressure, but he's not, so he isn't. But when he's on it, he does well. Weiss had a fantastic result last week at Suzuka. Again, like Burnfire, just hasn't been as consistent as the likes of Apex Predator and Swoggy have been. But when he puts a result in Weiss, he really does put a result in. He has had some fantastic races through the season so far. Pav 46, again, it'd be great to see Pav in more races. He's missed a couple, but whenever he has been, I mean, if you remember right at the start of the season, he was challenging at the front of the grid. He's languishing in 5th in the championship at this minute in time. Bruce Lee Harding, who can't make it tonight. It's been good to watch Bruce through this season. He's been a good person in the chat as well, the group chat we have. All the guys have been really engaging in that, nice chatting, helping each other out. It's been really good to see. Anthony Hunt, who can't make it tonight, he's not feeling too well. He's not the Rona, I've been assured. He might well be watching, I don't know. But yeah, Anthony Hunt, again, he'll be disappointed with the way this season's panned out for him, but hopefully that gives him the bit to want to make redemption work for him next time around. Because when he has put performances in, and you remember races where he was pretty much defending the entire time and it was getting a little bit sweaty for him. So we hope to see him back. Hirakram, again, we've gone through him. Frederick G, as we said before, just be nice if Frederick would have been able to make it to more races, because he has been a good driver when he's been in here. I think this season's been my best. Had a beep start of the season and roughly 4th race. Yep, you were. And I remember us talking about it, Burnfire, that you weren't getting used to the car. And I think to claim a 3rd place after that, it's quite impressive to do. Meanwhile, back to the race. Hirakram has been caught by Apex Predator. Apex Predator's really been on it the last few laps, and the gap has been tumbling. It's about the only on-track battle we've got for you, ladies and gentlemen, is the battle for first. It's not a bad battle to watch at all as we look back from the Joyce Design car at the ever-closing Apex Predator. He will be eager to finish the season off with a win. He will want to win the champion, the race that crowns him champion, as he chases down Hirakram as we enter the 12th lap. They will be very cautious about making overtakes. One thing I will say about this group of drivers is they've typically had very good racecraft through it. There have been incidents, I won't sit here because the drivers will call me out about this afterwards. There have been incidents, there have been occasions where sportsmanship could have been better. But overall, the standard of driving has been superb between these guys. So you probably won't see any massive lunges for the Apex from these two. Hirakram defending this one, but Apex Predator just gets on the brakes a lot later. Hirakram gives him the room, and Apex Predator gets his way up to 1st place. Let's have a look at that from the outside. So you'll see here we're coming through St Mary's now, and it's just a short one. Hirakram just gets it a little bit wrong on the exit of St Mary's. That slows him down. Apex Predator had a better speed, got on the brakes a lot later. And yeah, brilliant driving from both of them to make that move without a car burying itself in the bushes. So it's Apex P1, Hirakram P2. Swargy is 12 seconds behind them in P3, but not necessarily coming under pressure from Jano in 4th. We will keep an eye on these two at the top because they're still very close together. JPH99 and P Gib. So I mentioned a couple of laps ago that P Gib would start reeling JPH in. That happened, but probably a lot slower than P Gib had won. I think JPH has started to get into more of a groove with the circuit now. So his race from now on is pretty much a defensive one. As P Gib looks to be approaching him. Frederick G. James Tyrwell off there. Frederick G is 7 seconds adrift of that. James Tyrwell was doing a Bottas and cutting some grass. And the number 64 Amshakar, he's on track to be getting lapped by the leaders now, so he's going to have to get out of the way. Hirakram's back through into P1. Apex Predator's going to want that back. And James Tyrwell just gets completely off track and just gets out of the way. So credit to him for doing that. Let's see if the camera's caught what happened between these two. So this was Apex Predator in P1. Yeah, Apex just got it a little bit wide, which was unfortunate because he was having a good race so far. But the battle is not over yet. These positions can change hands at any moment. So just jump on board of Apex Predator then as he's looking at the back of Hirakram's car as we approach St Mary's for the 14th time. He trails him by just half a second then. One small mistake here can easily lose you that. You can look at Hirakram, he's pushing quite a lot more now. He's just jumped another 2 tenths on that gap. But Apex Predator is going to have some slipstream coming down the Levant straight, so that'll chunk him a little bit closer. When I got that podium at Sardegna, what you said, yeah, good man, good. I know what you're like, Burnfire. You're quite an emotional bloke, so you shouldn't let the emotions. I mean, this is rich coming from me, but you need to just try and step away from it when it gets like that, because that's what I got like. And we're cut from similar cloth, me and you, mate. Like, if I have a bad race, it genuinely pisses me off, you know. So I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Alright, here it comes. It's had a much better series of corners through Madgwick, and has pulled another couple of attempts on Apex Predator. Apex Predator's got 3 minutes to do something about this if he wants to claim the win at Goodwood. Swaggy and Jano's gap's roughly the same. JPH has got P-Gib now just 7 attempts behind him. He's gone board of P-Gib for a couple of corners and just see how he's handling Goodwood now he's in some slipstream. Just change the dynamics of the car. Let's go in to St Mary's. It's where a lot of speed can be lost here. JPH just looks to be covering that quite well, but I think he just got on the brakes a little bit late there, did JPH, but he rescued it really nicely. Oh, P-Gib just touched the grass on entry to the corner. That just unsettled the car. He's touched the grass on exit as well. That's unsettled the car. That's going to drop him back a couple of attempts at least. JPH just tries to escape up Levant straight. P-Gib then just trying to get the dirt off the tyres. GT Sport does model that in real life. If you go off track, if you nick the grass, if you take a corner wrong, your tyres will pick up that dirt and will hold it for a couple of corners, just like it would do in real life. So shaking the car as P-Gib did there is a way of getting rid of it. Frederick G is a good 7 seconds behind that. James Tyrwell is being lapped by people now, but I think he's one of the people that did just say that he wasn't really looking forward to this track at all. We'll keep an eye on the P-Gib JPH battle for a minute because there's not too much going on elsewhere. Goodwood can usually go one of 2 ways, I've found. You can either have an absolute barnstormer of a race. Oh, as P-Gib just runs it wide. P-Gib's pushing too hard now. I think it's going to put him even further behind, but yeah, Goodwood, you can either have an absolute classic race where it's just superb all the way through, or it can just be a little bit dull in times like this where people are just being a little bit too cautious maybe, or in this case I think there's probably just not enough drivers on track. There's only 8 drivers in the lobby tonight. Oh, JPH just gets a tyre on the grass there, but and this is where the sensibility of these drivers comes in. P-Gib could have just launched one down the inside there, but knowing where he was on track, knowing it was a chicane, and probably knowing that it's the host that's in the car ahead, just backed out the move there. But he definitely had an overspeed to P-Gib, so he's going to look to get that move made on JPH. Look back from the Palmax racing car driven by JPH 99, entering into St Mary's, and you just see the slightly different lines the cars are taking there. P-Gib's going for a much later apex. It should be giving him more exit speed. This corner now is a double apex right, and it's a final lap now, as we've actually seen a finish from Hirakram. We've missed it completely because we've been too engrossed in this battle, but Hirakram has won the race by 2 seconds to Apex Predator, so well done to him. Apex Predator just finished on the podium. Swaggy, a well-earned 3rd place for Swaggy, capping off a fantastic season. 4th for Jano. JPH looks like he's just going to hold P-Gib off for 5th place. He is, so JPH brings home probably one of his best results of the season so far, 5th place for him. P-Gib brings home 6th, he'll be disappointed with that after his off. James Tyrwell finishes in 8th, with Frederick G in 7th position. Oh, I love you too, Bernfight. So that's it, ladies and gents. Let's just bring that up. Excuse me. Yeah, the group chat's going on already. Oh, sounds like the it sounds like Lobby 2's race was superb. Awesome. Cool. Nearly threw that away. Can I say a word in your stream? Yes, you can, mate. Feel free to jump in. In fact, can you make a party and invite me? It's probably the easiest way of doing it. Classic ball. It's Goodwood, man. It's gonna happen at Goodwood, isn't it? So we're just waiting for JPH to jump in. End of season, of course. So we'd probably expect our host to come and say a few words. So we're just waiting on that. Let me save the replay for the YouTube thumbnail. I didn't really want to race, quite happy to sit in P2. Didn't look like it, Apex. You were ragging crap out of that car. CJ! How you doing, Cliche? You alright, mate? When are you jumping on GT Sport again? Because all I ever see is streaming SnowRunner, and I get it's brilliant, but yeah, come and give GT Sport some love, mate. And have you tried a setup course yet? JPH, great pace, banged in a few back-to-back laps and wasn't catching. Yeah, he had good pace. He said earlier on that he wasn't really enjoying Goodwood. So when you were behind him, I was expecting him, honestly, to drive up to the back of him, but he didn't. I'm a SnowRunner and NFS Heat boy now. I have neither of those games. SnowRunner does look mega. I'm tempted to treat myself on payday, to be honest. Yeah. Well, that wasn't GT Sport, that's right. Are you doing a hooligans or anything like that again? I need to come on that and smash up Dark Smoker. That's what I need to do. Alright, so I'm just gonna give you a blue screen for a second, and I'm gonna jump in a party with JPH. He's the host of the PMR Racing League for the Meganes, so he'll probably want to say a few words. So just give me a second. Let me just jump into this. A-level production. There we go. No, Hooligans is dead for anyone to pick it up if they want it. Alright, now fair enough, Cliche. Well, if you do find yourself lost in a GT Sport, give me a shout and I'll come do a few laps for you, mate. No problem at all. Alright, just waiting for this party to work. It's just loading. Here we go. And in with me now is JPH99. JPH, how you doing?
Not bad, Chris. Yourself?
I'm very good, thank you very much.
That was an interesting race, you could say that, couldn't you?
I wish there was more drivers in it, because I think it would have been a better watch with more than 8 people.
I'm just glad there's a few battles to watch at least during the race.
Yeah, there was. I mean, the battles for the lead, there was you and P Gib kicking off. There was obviously people just dropping tyres on grass every now and again, and it'd bring the action a bit closer together. But I won't lie, not a classic. There's definitely been more entertaining races this season. What's been your favourite?
My favourite race? God, I gotta remember which ones they are now, because I do so many leagues.
I know mine straight away. The favourite race from this series straight away. I know what it is. Autopolis was an absolute corker of a race.
Yes, that was my. To be fair, that was on my mind. Actual Autopolis. I do enjoy that race.
That was a banging race, that one. Even Suzuka last week.
Yeah, that was quite good. Obviously, I got thoroughly done over the game last week, which is quite annoying, but
so season 17 is at a close now.
yeah.
Obviously we'll be announcing news at some point regarding the Race of Winners event, because I know that's in the pipeline.
Yeah, that's in the pipeline. There should be some news coming out during this week, as and when once we've got all our competitors.
Yeah.
In line, we'll be releasing who's in and the general ruling around it, because there's not a lot of change really for the GT Sport Row.
Cool. And any news on whether the Meganes will be returning for another season next season?
The Meganes will be returning next season. Whether it's sponsored by Paramax or not is yet to be confirmed. We are under the impression it could be still.
Yep.
Good. Although all the hosting rights will now be with me, as John's taken a break.
Yeah, I saw that.
But that is going. Sign-ups will be out probably in a week or two's time, because the season starts is the week commencing the 3rd of August.
Got you. Okay.
So we get probably about a month from today. We get underway again. But yeah, they'll be coming back. Hopefully, Chris, you'll be available for some commentary next season again. I'm hoping
Should
Jack will be for long too as well.
Yeah, should be. If you're watching this and you want to join in, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you check the description of the video, I'll stick a link to the Next Gen Racing Facebook page. If you're watching this on Twitch, tough, I can't put links in it. But you can just look for Next Gen Racing on Facebook. It's there, it's fine. Sorry, JP.
No, it's fine, mate. I was just going to say, obviously, thank you to all the drivers this season. They've been fairly well behaved.
Mostly.
We've had the odd bit of carnage, which is bound to happen at some point with a grid this close as well in pace. Generally, I mean, I remember the qualifying round we done at Brazil.
Yeah, the whole grid was a second apart.
Well, about 1st to 28th.
Yeah.
It was about 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, really close throughout.
And then obviously during the season, obviously people have had their weaker tracks, their stronger tracks. But yeah, thank you to those guys. Obviously, they've had a good season for the majority of it. We've had pretty clean racing, and obviously without any drivers, we wouldn't have a league.
Correct.
And I want to thank yourself, Jack. Jack, Chris,
and Jack, all the guys, everybody. Quite welcome, mate. Pleasure.
Yourself and Jack for commentating this season. It's been fantastic. Obviously, when we first put the sign up out, we weren't expecting 2 lobbies worth.
Yeah, it's been good to get it.
It's been a cracking effort to get 2 lobbies out of everyone. So thank you to both you guys for commentating. It's been great watching the races back. And obviously you guys have got valuable insight from a neutral perspective, which is always interesting to watch.
Cool. Alright, well, we'll obviously wait for news on next season. So obviously if you're in the sim racing race, you've got a copy of GT Sport, you've got some free time in August. Thursday nights, I think 8 o'clock is probably not going to change from that, but get yourself joined up on Facebook to Next Gen Racing and see what leagues they've got running. It's not just this one that there's tons of different stuff, so if you're at a loss any night of the week, there's usually something to whet your appetite, and we can get you accommodated as well. And you might have me chatting nonsense over your racing, you never know. What more could you want?
Yeah, it's quite nice with the GT Sport side, because most of the leagues on GT Sport are actually commentated and streamed, which is nice to go and watch as well.
Yeah, you can watch them all back, can't you?
Yeah, but I think that's all from me, Chris. So thank you for the season and tonight. Do you enjoy your little break before Row?
Right, well, yeah, a little couple of weeks. 22nd of July I've got in me thing. Is
22nd of July will be the GT Sport Row, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I asked Cosmic Pot and Cutler, as they host the other 2 leagues. They got a bit of a better idea of people and days, and they said do it in a weekday, and I thought we'll do it on the Wednesday.
Wednesday sounds good, so put a date in your diary, 22nd of July. It'll probably be an evening, 7-8 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah,
the
it should
race
be,
winners event.
I believe it's around an 8:30 start area, I believe.
Yeah. It's a good epic night of racing, so definitely tune in for that. If you can, I'll be putting links out on my socials for anyone that's following and is interested.
I'll thank you and Smoker now for doing that as well.
We might do a terrible job, mate. I'd thank us afterwards.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've watched to do. I think they're alright.
Yeah, not bad. A bit unpolished in places.
But obviously, yeah, you guys will get probably info as and when we get it as well.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Right. Well, we'll await for news on that, I guess.
Yeah, should be probably the start of next week, I would have thought. Full knowledge of it all.
Winner. Have I got any comments? Oh, P Gib, great work this session, great work this season. Really enjoyed it from P Gib. I just need to learn not to bottle it and not drop it under braking. Burnt Fry, see you there. What is that in the race? Oh yeah, you won Pro-Am 2, didn't you? On the GT3s. Cliche, not played ACC. It's only being hated on because it's really buggy. They've released it too early. Physics-wise, it's a great game. Yeah, cool. Right. Yeah, Burnt Fry, sort your work out, mate, and make sure you can make every race next season and get fighting for that title. See if you can get like a double crown or something. That's what you need to do. Right, I think it's time for me to close the stream down here. Thank you very much for everyone that's tuned in tonight and indeed throughout the season as well. I will have the next Gen Racer winners up in a couple of weeks, and there'll be news on the next season's worth of commentary videos and stuff like that you can expect to come along. So if you want to follow things through, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to you, JPH, for spending a hell of a lot of time organising all this stuff. We only see the end product, you don't see what goes in behind the scenes, and I know it's a lot of work, so thank you very much for doing that, and we'll catch you all in season 18. Thank you very much.